Okay, well, it's Friday morning, about 8 o'clock, and we're just getting ready to go. We want to be out of here by 8:30, maybe shortly after. Looks like we got a bit of rainy weather today, so we're going to try and get the bike going, get everything packed up. Darren said he'd be ready by 8:30, so I'm trying to get my stuff packed and ready to go. And we'll be heading on to Sioux Ste. Marie, and as anyone that has traveled in that area knows, Sioux Ste. Marie is known for rain, so you can pretty much expect rain for this trip, but hopefully once we get past it, maybe things will clear up. So there we are, the great adventure explorers. Looks like we're going to get rain today, but I've got my rain gear on over top of my coat. I'm actually sweltering right now, so if it gets too hot, I might have to pull over and take my jacket off underneath. But we're heading out. It's 9 a.m. and we don't know how much, if we're going to hit rain or what. It's a little cooler and threatening to rain. It did rain overnight, but we're going to hit Sioux Ste. Marie next, and then we'll just see. We've planned out a few stops from there, but we'll be heading over to Sioux Ste. Marie and then eventually up north and start going along the coastline. Hey, and we're off to a rip-roaring start. I think we got about 2 kilometers. So we keep running into this. Hopefully it's not all the way to Wawa like this. Just passing through Bruce Mines. It's the first town we hit. Heading west out of Thessalon. Nice little town. Looks like they're fixing up their sidewalks and stuff. Fixing up the roads. Gotta keep them up, you know. I don't know if you can hear me because of the wind, but here we are, 38 minutes into the ride. Darren's already long gone. He just likes to take off. So I guess that leaves a topic. Part of the reason I'm doing this trip with Darren is because I wanted to see what it was like to travel with a riding buddy. And so I planned this big trip to go with a riding buddy. But so far I think I'm liking better to be on my own. Heck, he's never around anyway. The only time we meet up is when we're stopping for the night. We just happen to be 2 guys on the same trip, going on the same trip at the same time, but we're not traveling together much. So I guess maybe it's better that way, because then I can just take my time, go my own way, and stop when I want to stop, go when I want to go. I don't have to worry about anybody else, so I don't really mind it, but it's really starting to feel like I think I prefer being a lone rider. Really, the only reason you'd take a buddy along is to try and, you know, for safety or security or something like that. But if they're never around, if they're like 14 miles ahead of you on the road, they're gone, then what good is it to have them around for security? They're not going to be around anyway if the bike went down or something like that. You're just going to rely on passersby at the best. So I think to successfully travel with a partner and have a good trip of it, you either have like your spouse on the back of the bike, or you're traveling with your spouse and you guys travel close together and you stop everywhere together. I think that's fine. Or if you got a close buddy or a son or a brother or something like that, and you actually do travel together and you stop together, I think that's okay. But this sort of separate trips thing, what's the point? Miles and miles and miles, long straight highway. Well, you got to get through the boring stuff to get to the fun stuff. So I've passed Sioux Ste. Marie. I'm on 17 North, heading out. I just didn't see anything going through Sioux, and I didn't want to drive all over Sioux Ste. Marie looking for some nice patio or something. The weather's kind of shit anyway. So I am feeling kind of like my tummy's still a little cranky, and I'd like to stop somewhere and have something light to eat and maybe a drink, like a tea or something. So I'm keeping an eye out for a spot to pull over now. No sign of Darren. I don't know if he stopped somewhere in the Sioux or not for breakfast, but I'll just give him a text and let him know whereabouts I ended up. I'm just looking for some nice little spot with a picnic table or something like that. I'm going to just make some little instant oatmeal that I've got
packed in the bag. Take a little break. We're on kilometer 569 of the trip, which doesn't include the ferry, of course. So, you know, hasn't been a huge 2 days. Some good riding. It hasn't rained on me, even though I've got my rain suit on. You can see I'm ready. I'm sweltering with this rain suit over top of the coat, but I don't want to take it off and then have it pour rain on me. So it's okay so long as I'm moving, but if I stop, I start to just get too hot. So we're gonna just head north and see if I can find a nice little pullover spot.
Okay, I'm at the Chippewa River rest stop, which is about 50-60 clicks out of Sioux Ste. Marie coming north. It's the first main rest stop you can pull over at. So I want to stop here and have some lunch, as I was saying, or a little bit of brunch, I guess you could say, just to kind of settle the tummy a bit and take a break. So I wanted to show you something kind of cool here. This is kind of what I've figured out as I've gone along for my food. This is my food and clothing pannier. So all food and clothing items go in here. And what we do is it all goes inside this cooler bag that I have. And the cooler bag fits perfectly inside the pannier. So all I gotta do for all the food and stuff when I stop to make something or I need my food, there it is. I just grab it like that. And then when I'm done, I can just throw everything in the cooler bag and just stick it right back in there. There we go. Now I can just get everything I need. Yeah, I had to kind of, all my clothing is in a kind of a separate plastic bag, and I roll it up and stuck it in there with the food, but I don't really have a lot of food in there. It's just food items, like you'll see. But anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. And then the other pannier has, you know, miscellaneous gear and emergency equipment and, you know, things like that. And then my top box has stuff that I need to access quickly. You know, I've got my drone in here, camera equipment, a quick drink, glasses, just quick stuff that I need to get quickly. The sleeping bag, I don't even know if I'll need it for the rest of the trip. Depends on the quality of the motels, I guess, but it's good to have it because if you're in a really crappy motel, you might not want to get under the covers they have there. And the first place didn't even want us to use the covers. So that's all I really brought as far as camping. And you never know, if you get stuck somewhere where you can't find anywhere to stay, you've got a sleeping bag. Well, I'm gonna take a chance and pack on my hot rain gear here, but you just don't know if it's gonna rain or not, so I'm gonna keep it handy. I'll keep it crammed in the top box for now, so in case I have to grab it quickly if it does start to pour rain. But it's pretty hot to just sit around in it, and I don't need it if it's not going to rain. So we'll just kind of roll it up tight like that, and hopefully it'll fit in the top box. If not, I'll... So I'm just waiting for my water to heat up here. I'm gonna just make a tea, and then I got some more water in this pot. Got little bits of dust in it. I guess I should have wiped it out, but I'm gonna have to use it now because my water supply is limited until I find more. And I'm gonna just make some noodle soup. So there's something easy on the tummy. It's a little different. But you know, when you're out here on your own and you're so far from home and you're away from everybody and all you've got is what you have on you to get by, and the weather's looking kind of dodgy, you know, it always happens to me. I don't know, it just kind of generates a little bit of anxiety within you. You just get this little down here, this little bit of worry or anxiety. I don't know why, because everything's fine, but I always kind of get that sometimes, and I guess it's just that sense of adventure, that you know, going off into the unknown and stepping out of your comfort zone, and then when you get through it and you conquer all that, I think it really helps develop you as a person inside. So it's nice to take on challenges, and it's nice to conquer things, even if they do give you a little anxiety, they do make you a little bit uneasy. I think it's good to do those things, but at the same time take care and don't throw caution to the wind so badly that you end up, you know, getting hurt or kill yourself or something. But I think this is fine, and I don't mind being out here on my own and doing this sort of thing, and it's all good, you know. You got to have a little adventure once in a while. So that's what we're going to